me say a Devar Torah, something about the Perashat HaShavua, since unfortunately tomorrow we won't have an opportunity to meet. So let's do it now. And this is a new book. We're starting the book of Vayiqra. And the book of Vayiqra starts with the following word, Vayiqra. What does that word mean? It literally means, and he called. Who called? Hashem called out. Hashem called out. And the only person to hear the voice of Hashem calling out is Moshe Rabbeinu. And let me explain to you how this worked. They just finished building the Mishkan. That's last week's Perashah. They put the Mishkan together, and when they put the Mishkan together, the Shekhinah filled up the Mishkan. Anane Kavod, the holy clouds entered the Mishkan. And Moshe Rabbeinu, in his infinite humility, he stays outside. He doesn't go inside. Out of respect for the presence of God, Moshe would not enter. And to show us Moshe's humility, because other people, they feel that they're close to God. In other religions, the priest feels like he's God's best friend. And sometimes we have, even amongst ourselves, people who feel that, they're it. They're there. Moshe is not like this. He's humble. He leaves. He doesn't want to be there because he doesn't feel like he's worthy. And there's something special that happens in this week's parasha. In the first word, there's a letter, and this letter appears to be contorted, and I'll tell you how, but it's not contorted. It's done intentionally. The word Vayiqra ends with the letter Aleph. And if you look at the letter Aleph in the word Vayiqra, it's small. So if you're looking at it, you're going up to the Torah and you're looking at it, you're saying, oh, there's something wrong here. There's nothing wrong there. It's supposed to be small because it's showing us that the voice of God goes to those people who consider themselves to be small. The voice of God goes to those people who are humble. And I want to explain to you why that is. I want to explain to you something about the voice of God. Because sometimes you say, well, I can't hear the voice of God in my life. I don't see it. I don't hear it. I don't understand it. Where is it? So here's a question, a theoretical question. If you had an audio recording device and Hashem calls out from Ohel Moed, would the audio recording device pick up that sound? I believe the answer is no. And yet, we know that the voice of God that came from the Mishkan is the same voice that came from Har Sinai. That's a powerful, majestic voice. And it's such a powerful voice that we just read in the Mizmor LeDavid. We said, Kol Adonai Shover Arazim. The voice of God can destroy the cedars of Lebanon. So if that's the case, why is it that only Moshe Rabbeinu hears the voice? And there's a great lesson. How do you say in Hebrew arrogance? The Hebrew word for arrogance is geut, ga'ava. There's a pasuk that says geut adam tashpilenu. The arrogance of a person will ultimately bring him down. Now think about the word geut, arrogance, because it also means something else. There is the geut yam. What is the geut yam? It is the powerful waves in the ocean. And what do powerful waves do? Powerful waves, they push everything in their path. Think of a tsunami coming onto land, literally crushing everything, decimating the countryside. The wave doesn't care what's there. It just goes forward impetuously. That is the symbol for arrogance, because the ego of a person is like this powerful wave. the powerful wave is not interested in the reality in front of it. It's just going to keep going. And if it's destructive, so be it. And if it kills and if it destroys property, it's just going to keep going. It doesn't care. That's the ego of an arrogant person. He's not aware of the reality around him. He's only aware of his own self. And he's just going to keep going. And if he means to destroy, he'll destroy because he's blind to everything else. That's the geut. Okay. How do you say somebody who's humble in Hebrew? The word is shafel. Shafel ruach. The word shafel in Hebrew, it also means something else. There's the word shefela. Shefela means the valley. So what's the connection? Because a person in the valley sees the whole, everything around them. Everything appears big. So the person who's shafel ruach, he takes the reality around him seriously. He sees it, he understands it, and he respects it. Do you know why nobody heard the voice of God except for Moses? Because if you have an ego, if a person has an ego, it's going to push the voice away. And Hashem doesn't want his voice to go to a person who pushes away reality. The one person who was sufficiently humble, he was so low in his ego that he was interested in what's around him. That one person, he's the one that the voice goes to. That's Moshe Rabbeinu. And when Hashem first comes to Moses and he tells Moses, I want you to be the leader of the Jewish people. Moses, I want you to take the Jewish people out of Egypt. That's by the burning bush. That's in Mount Sinai, actually. For 7 days, Hashem is telling Moshe Rabbeinu, I want you to be the leader. What does Moses say? I don't want to be the leader. I'm not worthy to be the leader. It's precisely because Moses believes that he's not worthy that Hashem says, yes, I want a person like you who doesn't think about himself, who's not interested in his own power, who's not interested in getting respect for himself. I want you. You're the person that I want to be a leader, because a leader is not a person who thinks about what's good for his campaign, what will make him look good, what will make people like him. This person is thinking about what's good for everybody else. That's the meaning of anava. And that's why when the voice of God leaves the Mishkan, the only one who can hear this voice is Moshe Rabbeinu. That's the message I want to give to all of you today. And if there's any questions, I'll take them now. Otherwise, I will wish you all a very special Shabbat Shalom. Tomorrow, pray Shachrit, open the Perashah, read the Perashah. It's beautiful. And inshallah, we should all be together very soon.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
The God deal, I know you can do it behind me at the store. Shabbat Shalom, Rabbi. Thank you.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Shabbat Shalom.
Anybody want to join the chat?
And don't forget to pray. Don't forget to pray out of it. All the best. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Okay, I ended the meeting. Let's go now. Hold on one second. I want to. And I had this video. Okay.